Hello everyone, and welcome to the Week 2 video review. We're going to try something a little bit different this week and focus mainly on plays that happen at the line of scrimmage. We'll both review the rules and look at clips that illustrate some of what we're talking about. Our first couple clips focus on Rule 218.2. After the ball is ready for play, offside occurs when a defensive player is in or beyond the neutral zone and the ball is legally snapped. In our first play, we see a defensive end that is lined up in an offside position. This is a live ball foul, so our short wing correctly flags this and allows the play to continue. From a communication standpoint, when we provide coaches the enforcement options, we don't want to ask them if they want to take the foul or not. We want to ask if they want 2nd and 6 or 3rd and 11. That will most often make the decision very easy for the coaches. In this next play, our defensive end is lined up correctly, but jumps into the neutral zone, at which point the ball is snapped. Because there is no movement from an offensive player, or there is no contact by the defensive end, this is also a live ball foul, and we allow the play to continue. Note that we do get a flag from both short wings on this play. This really should come from the short wing on the chain side and not from the opposite sideline. Remember to be patient with our flags when the play is away from us. Our next clip also focuses on 218.2, but also 715, which says players aligned in a stationary position within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage may not make quick, abrupt, or exaggerated movements that are not part of the normal defensive movement. Here we have defensive players trying to get a good jump on the snap. They do not make any actions that are not a normal part of defensive movement, nor do they enter the neutral zone. As a result, this penalty should be a false start against the offense, which the crew correctly penalizes in this situation. Our next clip shows a situation when we have a defensive player in an offside position and also creates contact against an offensive player. Anytime we have a defensive player offside and we do have contact that is created, it should always be a defensive foul. It's important for us as short wings to be able to see this contact and know whether the defender was close but avoided the contact or did in fact initiate contact. The next clip shows a situation in which we have a defensive player threatening an offensive lineman, causing an immediate reaction. Now it's important to note that before the snap, a Team B player who enters the neutral zone may threaten a max of 3 Team A linemen. If the Team B player enters the neutral zone directly toward a Team A lineman, then that Team A player and the 2 adjacent linemen are considered to be threatened. If the Team B player enters the neutral zone toward a gap between 2 Team A linemen, then only those 2 Team A players are considered to be threatened. This is a very important philosophy that short wings, umpires, and referees should know inside and out, as it will often help us get these plays right. In this play, we have several defensive players along the line of scrimmage jump on a hard count. We also have 2 offensive players that flinch because of the defensive movement. In these situations, it is imperative that we get together as a crew to talk about what happened first. We need to know whether or not the defensive players entered the neutral zone during their movement, causing the lineman to react, or if the Team A players jumped prior to any defensive player entering the neutral zone. Do not be in a hurry to report this information to the referee and make an announcement. Slow down and get the play right. Our next clip illustrates an illegal formation in which we have 5 players in the backfield. You can see looking at the bottom of the screen that our H punches the widest player on his side off the line of scrimmage. In addition, we have a wingback, a receiver on the far side, a quarterback, and a running back, all in the backfield. Anytime we have an illegal formation for 5 players in the backfield, we should have a flag from both short wings, as this communication should be going across the line of scrimmage. Again, this is a live ball foul, and we would allow the defense to either take the result of the play or enforce the penalty and replay the down. Here we have a play that illustrates Rule 7310, which talks about ineligible players downfield. Remember that this is not a foul if the passer legally throws the ball away and the ball lands near or beyond the sideline. Here you'll see that we have some interior linemen that move downfield more than 3 yards on this play in which a legal forward pass crosses the neutral zone. Also notice that the ball is thrown away in such a way that it is legally grounded and the ball does land near or just out of bounds. In these types of situations, we must talk as a crew to make sure that we do not enforce this penalty, because by rule this is not a foul. This is a new interpretation as of within the last couple years. If we do have a flag for this foul, referees, short wings, umpire, let's get together and communicate how the play ended before we mark anything off. This is a crew play which requires clear and consistent communication to get it right. Our next two plays focus on our new blindside block rule as well as blocking in the back. Remember that a blindside block is an open field block against an opponent that is initiated from outside the opponent's field of vision. On this punt return, we end up having a blindside block, but this is a great example of a legal blindside hit and not one that is used to attack an opponent and make forcible contact. It's important for us as officials to see the entire block and know whether a player is using that block to attack and make forcible contact. Remember that the rule is not trying to get rid of all blindside hits. It is trying to get rid of all blindside hits that are used to punish and attack opponents. This is a great example of a legal blindside hit that was correctly not flagged as a foul by the crew. In this next play, we get an illegal block in the back at the point of attack, and it represents a nice job of officiating keys by the back judge. This block is clearly initiated from the back and is right at the point of attack and has a very major impact on the play. We get a good look at this from the end zone view as well. Remember that when we officiate our keys, let's continue to officiate them throughout the entire play until they can no longer threaten or be threatened. We wanted to show this last clip because it's a great illustration of a legal signal as per a recent bulletin sent out by the NCAA. Remember that a punt returner is allowed to point at a kick if his hands remain below the shoulder and there is no waving motion. This is a legal signal, and a nice job by the crew to allow this signal. That's all for our Week 2 review. Go out and have a great Week 3.